M26 speed controller. But before all that, we've got to fix it because in the last video of this car, this happened. Oh! Oh! Oh my God! How? So we got a bent chassis, broken shock, broken links. So here's all the parts that I need to fix it. And we did manage to bend an M2C chassis, one of the strongest chassis that you can get, made from American high-grade 7075 aluminium. However, guys, that landing would have killed absolutely anything. A plastic chassis would have snapped in half. Any metal chassis would have bent in half. Nothing's indestructible. Everything breaks when you push it far enough. All part of the hobby. Fixing it, also all part of the hobby. Right, let's stop waffling and let's start wrenching. So later on in this video, we're going to be doing a speed run to see how fast it goes. Also, we're going to hit a ramp full speed and see how far this thing can fly. If you look here, look, the screw is actually snapped off. So what I like to do is on parts like this, if you can fit a longer screw in, then I'll do. Because now we can grab hold of this side and get that screw out. Next, we've got to change the arm because we've got a crack in it. You know, in the last video with this car, where I said I really struggle getting a shock end into the suspension arms here, well, I've had loads of comments. Some people said they grind the ball down. Other people say they put smaller balls in. They said I put an Allen driver through the hole and then it helps keep it square. However, if you look on this car, it's got a recess there. You cannot get the Allen driver down far enough. The best comment I had was for these spreading pliers. So in normal pliers where you push and they clamp, these you push and they spread. And hopefully we can put this in the gap and squeeze the arm apart a little bit. I've got them off Amazon. Just type in spreading pliers. Let's see if they work. As you can see, it's impossible to keep that ball stud perfectly straight while you're trying to get it in there. Let's get these in there. Spreading pliers in there. Do you know what? I'm spreading it apart really far, but when that ball goes on the angle, yeah, we're in. Still tricky, but a lot easier. Yes! Look at the state of that. Pulled the screw straight out. Even the other end starting to get stressed. Next we're going to fit the speed controller, and for that I'm going to use this M2C conversion plate. I think it's going to fit. Let's see. Next, we've got to drill a couple of holes through the stock mount, and then the new ESC plate bolts straight through it all. We also get a nice little spot to mount the switch. So the motor wires don't quite reach the ESC, so we're going to rotate the motor a little bit, and then hopefully it's going to fit. Oh my God, it's like guitar strings. Next up, we've got to do something with this battery tray. So the stock batteries, they fit in like this. The trouble is, because the cells are up on end, when you do jumps and land hard, the constant pounding of the battery cells like this makes them a funny shape. And in my opinion, that's going to make them blow up eventually. So I'm a fan of mounting batteries this way round, but the stock clamp will no longer fit. These Onyx lipos, these are specifically made to fit into the XRT. So these are probably going to be a little bit big for this car. So the smallest 4S lipos that I have are these ones here. We should be able to get them to fit. They fit into the armour cars, but look, the strap will not go. So we've got to do a modification. Get rid of this and fit a strap. So somehow we've got to get this strap attached onto here and over to the other side. And I reckon if we make this hole a little bit bigger here, and the strap should be able to go through it. Beautiful! Not really, but I don't care. I'm not in it. Got it all plugged in, got the speed controller on. We have throttle. For some reason that mesh sounds awful. Have a look at that in a minute. But I have killed the servo. Guys, that impact was horrific. Look at this. It bent the bottom of the servo on the impact, and also the little lug there, look. But no big deal. We have a new one. So these are some of the best servos that I've used so far. 56 kilos of torque. All the techno babble on the back here. And that is the first one that I've killed so far. Anyway, quick change. Boom! Alright, that's definitely not ideal. I'm going to have to look for an aftermarket battery tray to get these batteries to hold in. That's just going to fly out like that. For now, we're just going to tape them in and we can run the car like that. Future upgrades. Let me know in the comment down below if you know of a solution. Next, we need to fix the shock rod end and the top wishbone. So here we have a whole load of more M2C upgrades. I'm not going to put them on yet because I want to see how the stock parts perform first. Once I see a weakness with the stock parts, then I'm going to go and upgrade later on. So we've got these 70-75 hinge pin blocks. I'm guessing they're going to go on there very soon. Also shock towers. Now my front tower is already bent, so probably I should put them on. I'm going to leave these stock ones on there for a little bit longer. We've got heavy duty drive shaft, heavy duty diff cups, and these, if you look here, look, it's enclosed on the end so the drive shafts can't pop out. I've got the longer GPM drive shafts in here already, though so far they haven't popped out, but if they do, then these are going on. Or of course if these break, these will be going on too. Heavy duty hinge pin blocks, and I'm guessing these rear ones are going to go on very soon because I broke both of these a couple of bashes ago. Here we got a special shock conversion kit. So we got this heavy duty standoff, we got some different shock caps, we've got a bleeder screw on top, and these special pistons that actually have an O-ring that go around the outside. So Rich Duper Bash, he messes about with all this stuff, and he knows a lot more about shocks than what I do, and he gets his rigs handling really well. I'm just a basher, and I may put these on in future. I'll see how it goes. If these pistons break, if there's a weakness, maybe I'll put them on. I think it's more of a tuning option. And here we've got a selection of different motor mounts. I really am a fan of the stock mounts. I really like how the stock motor is held all the way around. When you do those nasty hits, it saves the motor. On a normal motor mount, you do run the risk of ripping the motor off of the mount, but if you want to fit a big motor, then that is really your only option. And it does also come with these little bits like that support the motor from underneath. Also, one of these is a reverse mount. You can have the motor mounted the other way if you want to fit like a giant, big, great motor. Look, here we've got another motor mount support system. If you want to know where we can get all this stuff from, the car, all the upgrades, I'm just going to put a link to all of that stuff down below. Next, we've got to solder on some connectors, and then we can go rip with more power. Yes! So I've been using these IC5 connectors, and they are EC5 compatible. However, with a lot of bashing, they do have a habit of coming loose after a while. Got these new connectors here from Onyx. These really are a really tight fit, and they are compatible with the EC and IC5s. So if you want to know where we can get them from, link down below. The only part that isn't compatible, if you look in here, look, this one's got one pin in the middle, this one here's got 2 pins. On these, I use this for the smart batteries. So I'm just going to go ahead, I don't use any of that anyway, and just pull these out. On these RC5 connectors, this cover here, when you're bashing, they always smash off. So I don't bother putting them on, and I'll just put a bit of heat shrink on. On these ones, I have no ideas if they're going to be any better, but we're going to be testing them out. But even with the EC5 connector, really nice and tight fit. That is not going to come off when we're bashing. Here we go, a test. Oh my God, poor carpet. Let's get it out in the real world. Oh! Ready? What happened? Oh, the wheel's gone. It's actually come off. So these were some old Creighton 6S tyres. I put on the back flips back on. So over here, new location, we've got a little skate park. It doesn't look that fantastic. Look at that, run up all the way across that whole field to the moon. Oh, this is lovely.
So, you've got to go over here, roughly where this max is going, and through there, and then hit there.
Okay. Max reckons run up across there and then hit that, but it's not that much of a big run up. If you go that way, we've got the whole field. But we've got a tree landing. Right, here we go. Oh! What happened? Oh, it's come across at a bit more of an angle this time. Took it, man, that is screaming. Listen to that. 8S sledge is mad. Try Max's way. Game over. Sounds vicious, doesn't it?
Rod end in a shock cap.
So these are definitely going to start becoming a weak point. Broken a few of these now. Shock cap. That's the first one I've broken. And shock rod ends. There you go, M2C. Next product. In a minute, we're going to see how fast it goes on 8S LiPo, but first, we've got to fix it. Now, these are, I think they're becoming a bit of a weak spot, so we're going to have to find an upgrade eventually. Shock cap-wise, I've got these ones here from M2C. Also comes with different pistons. It's supposed to dampen better. These are relatively soft, and they bottom out quite easily, so we'll give these a go, see what happens. So let's fix it, then see how fast it goes. So the piston has an O-ring that goes around the outside of it that apparently increases response. If you want to know all the techno babble, I'm going to put a link to all of that lot down below. Some of you guys are going to be giving me a hard time of putting the old shock oil back in, but I don't care, I'm not in it, am I? Next, I'm going to top it up with some new oil, and it's 50 weight stock in the rear and 60 in the front. And then the cap, you don't actually have the diaphragm in it, you put this O-ring in there, and then you bleed it by taking the screw out, let the oil out, put the screw back in, and bosh, good to go. That's how I think you do it anyway. The kit also comes with these heavy-duty hardened steel shock standoffs. Here we are on location, got crew in the house. There you go, zeroed off. 8S LiPo, how fast do you reckon it's going to go?
What did it do before?
Can't remember.
I reckon it's going to go down the road at 60 on his roof.
Alright, let's see. That's flat out. Tumble wumble. Oh, 61 mile an hour. Bang on the roof and 61. Here we are, next location. I don't want to break it. You've already seen a durability test. I just want to see how the new shock pistons perform on jumps. Let's go. There's still chassis slap-ins. I think we might go in and put some thicker shock oil in there. 8S though, this thing is lively. Sod it, let's go to the moon. Oh, it's cut out. What? For some reason, it's completely cut out. Oh, come disconnected. Plug it back in and back in action. Tab number 2. Oh, here goes Max. Oh, no! Oh my God, that was right on the chassis, dude. Look at chassis.
It's all good. That back's well held up.
Really? It looked like it landed up there. You can see the mark, look.
Yeah, you can see the mark.
Oh,
Getting it now.
oh my God. Man, that was some elevation.